Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Wednesday, September 23rd, 2020. Today I'm going to go over Game 3 of the Western Conference Final between the Nuggets and the Lakers. Go over the baseball slate from yesterday, look ahead to today's slate. Stanley Cup Final Game number 3, we'll preview and pick it. WNBA playoffs. Dancing with the Stars had its first vote off of the year last night. The Masked Singer Season 4 premieres tonight, so we'll preview that a little bit, and my best bet of the day. All right, we'll start with the NBA Western Conference Finals, game number 3. The Nuggets defeated the Lakers 114 to 106. The over hit. The Nuggets are on the board in the series. Jamal Murray, 28 points. And 12 assists. Nikola Jokic, 22 points, 10 boards, 5 assists. Jeremy Grant had 26. Monte Morris had 14 off the bench. LeBron had a triple-double, 30, 11 assists, and 10 boards. Anthony Davis had 27. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope had 12. Kyle Kuzma off the bench had 11. So good for the Nuggets for finally getting on the board in this series. Tonight, 8:30, ESPN, you have the Heat against the Celtics, game number 4. Celtics coming off the Game 3 win to make this a 2-1 series. They are a 3-point favorite tonight against the Miami Heat. I, for one, would make this line Boston by 1.5. So I think you're getting some value here at the Miami Heat. But I'm not going to bet on the Miami Heat. I think that 1.5 is a little close. The edge isn't big. The total's 210. So I'm going to go with yet again the over. The overs have been hitting in both series, especially in the East for whatever reason. I'm going to say that the Celtics do get it done tonight. I'm going to say maybe, let's throw this score out and see if this would hit the over. 110-105. Yes, it does. That's going to be my projected final score. I'm going to say that this goes over the total 210, and this will be a 2-2 series, and Miami will be under a little bit of pressure here as this would turn into, in theory, a best of 3 series in the Eastern Conference Final. Now we'll go over Major League Baseball from yesterday and look ahead to today's games, and then we'll take a look at the playoff standings as the season only has 5 more days left in it, meaning the regular season. Nats over the Phillies 5-1. The Nationals, 22-32. Phillies, 27-28. Austin Voth the win, Aaron Nola the loss. Home run in this game, only Gene Segura for Philly. Austin Voth, a complete game, 3-hitter, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, 36.25. Well, a complete game in the doubleheader terms. Aaron Nola also threw a complete game. A complete game loss. 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, ERA 3.06. That was his perhaps last start of the regular season, unless he goes Sunday, as the Phillies are hanging in that playoff race. We'll get to that in a little bit. Indians over the White Sox 5-3 in 10 innings on a walk-off home run by Jose Ramirez. They're 31-24. Chicago's 34-21. Getting the win for the Indians was Phil Maton, and the loss for the White Sox was Matt Foster. Home runs, Cesar Hernandez, Jose Abreu, and then the walk-off by Ramirez. Cal Quantrill, 4 innings a hit, no one runs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts, ERA 1.54. I forgot that he's on the Indians now. They got him in the Bauer deal. The Clevenger deal. Reynaldo Lopez, 5 innings, 3 hits, and a run, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 4.68. Brewers over the Reds 3-2. The Brewers 27-27, Cincinnati 28-28. So these two teams are in the mix. Brent Anderson the win. TJ Antone the loss, and Josh Hader the save. Home runs, Nick Castellanos and outfielder Tyrone Taylor. Nats over the Phillies 8-7 in 8 innings in doubleheader game number 2 on a walk-off home run by Yadiel Hernandez. Daniel Hudson the win, Brendan Workman the loss. Home runs other than the walk-off by Hernandez, Juan Soto, who's been unreal this year, and Scott Kingery. Getting the start in this game for Washington was Paolo Espino. 4 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts, 6.75. And getting the start in the opener role, David Hale. An inning, a hit, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout area, 4.09. Yankees over the Blue Jays 12-1. A big win for the Yankees as they give themselves a little separation from Toronto. 32-23. Toronto 28-27. Garrett Cole the win. Tanner Roark the loss. Home run, only one surprisingly, and that was Cavan Biggio of the Blue Jays, a solo shot. Garrett Cole, 7 innings, 5 hits, an earned run, no walks, 7 strikeouts, here 2.84, so he finishes the season with an ERA under 3, despite the slow start. Tanner Roark, 4 1/3, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 7.01. The Pirates over the Cubs 3-2 on a walk-off home run by Josh Stallings. Richard Rodriguez the win and Andrew Chafin the loss. The other home run in this game was a game-tying shot in the top of the 8th by Anthony Rizzo. Steven Brault, 7 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, ERA 3.38. He's had a good year for Pittsburgh. Jose Quintana got the start. 2 innings, 2 hits, an earned run, no walks, and a strikeout, ERA 5.63. Adbert Alzolay came in relief. 4 innings, 2 hits, and a run, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, ERA 3.31. He's been pretty good for them this year. Braves over the Marlins 11-1. The Braves are 33-22. The Marlins are 28-27. Bryce Wilson the win, Jose Urena the loss. Home runs: Marcell Ozuna, who homered twice, Ozzie Albies, Starling Marte, Dansby Swanson, Freddie Freeman. Wilson, 5 innings, 3 hits, no runs, a walk, 7 strikeouts, ERA 4.26. Urena, 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA of 6. Mets over the Braves 5-2. The Mets 25-30. Tampa 36-20. So the AL East has not been clinched yet for Tampa Bay. They have to win another day as they win and as they lose and the Yankees win. Seth Lugo the win. Blake Snell the loss. Edwin Diaz the save. Home runs: Willie Adames, Robinson Cano, Peter Alonso, and center fielder Guillermo Heredia. Seth Lugo pitched very well. 6 1/3, 4 hits, an earned run, and walk, 7 strikeouts, ERA 3.82. Blake Snell 5 2/3, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts, ERA 3.24. Red Sox over the Orioles 8-3. The Red Sox 21-34. Baltimore 23-32. So the Orioles have fallen apart after what was a promising start to their season. Nick Pivetta to win. Cody Aiken the loss. Matt Barnes to save. Home runs: Renato Nunez and Christian Vasquez. Pivetta in his Red Sox debut, 5 innings, 4 hits, and a run, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts, ERA 1.8. Cody Aiken, 4 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts, ERA 3.57. Tigers over the Twins, other way around, 5-4 in 10 innings on a walk-off single by Max Kepler after Kepler tied the game with the solo shot in the bottom of the 8th. Twins 34-22, Detroit 22-31. They're trying to hold on to that 4th place spot in the American League behind the Yankees so they can get the home series. And they're still fighting for the division. They're only a half game back of the White Sox. And that was a bad loss for the White Sox yesterday. Taylor Rogers the win and Brian Garcia the loss. Home runs: Byron Buxton, Mitch Garber, the game-tying shot by Kepler, and that's it. Homer Bailey got the start, 3 innings, 2 hits, and a run, to walk, 3 strikeouts, ERA 3.38. Tariq Skubal, 3 2/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, ERA of 6. Cardinals over the Royals, 5-0. The Cardinals 27-25. Kansas City 22-33. Austin Gomber to win, Brady Singer to loss. No home runs in this game. Gomber, 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 1.8. Brady Singer, 3 innings, 3 runs, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 4.4. Diamondbacks over the Rangers 7-0, so best bet loses. 21-34. The Cardinals, Texas is 19-36. Getting the Smith for the D-backs was Riley Smith, and getting the loss, Jordan Lyles. The lone home run in this game was Carson Kelly of the Diamondbacks. Caleb Smith, 4 innings, a hit, no runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, ERA of 3. Lyles, 5 innings, 10 hits, 4 runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 7.08. Angels over the Padres 4-2. The Angels 25-31. San Diego 34-21. Griffin Canning wins. Zach Davies lost, and getting the save for the Angels was Mike Myers. Home runs, 2 in this game by Max Stassi. Griffin Canning pitched well. 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 5 walks, and strikeouts, ERA 3.99. Davies, 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, ERA 2.85. Quality start, but in defeat. Astros over the Mariners 6-1. The Astros 28-27. Seattle 24-31. Framber Valdez the win, and Casey Sadler the loss. So Seattle falling apart a little bit at the end. Michael Brantley and Martin Maldonado homered. Valdez 7 innings, 5 hits in a run, no walks, 8 strikeouts, rate 3.57. LJ Newsome 4 1/3, 4 hits in a run, no walks, no walks and a strikeout, ERA 5.17. Dodgers over the Athletics 7-2. They clinched the National League West and the top seed in the National League, so the Dodgers aren't playing for anything else anymore. They're 39-16. Oakland 33-21. Dustin May the win. Frankie Montas the loss. Home runs: Robbie Grossman, Max Muncy, Chris Taylor, AJ Pollock, Corey Seager. Dustin May 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, ERA 2.77. Montas 4 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, a walk, 3 strikeouts, ERA 6.32. Giants over the Rockies 5-2. The Giants 27-27. Colorado 24-30. Trevor Rogers the win, Jonathan Diaz the loss, and Sam Coonrod the save. Home runs in this game: Austin Slater and Alex Dickerson. Drew Smyly 5 1/3, 4 hits and a run, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, rate 3.38. Kyle Freeland, quality start, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, and a strikeout, ERA 3.69. Today's slate: 4 o'clock, Angels Padres. Jaime Barria and Mike Clevenger. 6 o'clock, Phillies at the Nationals, Zach Eflin and Eric Feed. Rangers Diamondbacks, Wes Benjamin and Alex Young. White Sox Indians, Lucas Giolito and Shane Bieber. 6:30, Yankees Jays, Masahiro Tanaka and Robbie Ray. Brewers Reds, Adrian Hauser and Trevor Bauer. Astros Mariners, Zach Greinke and Nick Marvicic. 7 o'clock, Cubs Pirates, Kyle Hendricks and Trevor Williams. Marlins Braves, Sixto Sanchez and Max Fried. Rays Mets, Tyler Glasnow and Michael Wacha. 7:30, Orioles Red Sox, Dean Kramer and Nathan Eovaldi. Tigers Twins, Casey Mize and Kenta Maeda. 8 o'clock, ESPN2, Cardinals Royals, Carlos Martinez and Danny Duffy. Tough call. Martinez has been terrible this season. Danny Duffy's just been mediocre. Danny Duffy, as he always is. I'm going to go with the Cardinals. They need this game more. They're fighting for one of those last playoff spots in the National League, so I'm going to go with the Cardinals. Athletics Dodgers, Sean Manaea and Julio Urias. At 9:45, Rockies Giants, Ryan Castellini and Logan Webb. Now we'll pick the Stanley Cup Final game number 3 between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Dallas Stars. It's going to be a good game tonight. Steven Stamkos has a shot to return in this game. It's been a story that's been floating out there. Like, John Cooper's been making weirdo comments. Tampa's minus 170. Dallas is plus 145 tonight. Over under 5.5. Overs plus 135. Unders minus 160. I'm going to go with the Dallas Stars to go up 2-1 in the series. I picked them to win in 7. Stamkos or not. I think Dallas fought hard to try to steal game number 2. I think they'll come out and win game 3. I think that Antoine Khudobin's going to have a good game. I think that Jamie Benn and Tyler Seguin will have a good game. Alexander Radulov. I think that this is going to be another entertaining game. And I think that there's a shot we finally see a high-scoring game in the series. So I'm going to go 4-3 Dallas in overtime tonight in Stanley Cup Final game number 3. Now we'll move on to the WNBA as we will go over the playoff games from the weekend and up to last night. They're in the semifinals now. So Sunday, Suns over the Aces 87-62 as the Sun advanced. Or I'm sorry, they take game 1. What am I saying? Jasmine Thomas had 31 points. Aja Wilson had 19 with 9 boards. Lynx Storm was postponed to Tuesday, their game 1. The Storm came out on top 88-86. The Storm they win game 1 over the Lynx. Alicia Clark had to put back at the buzzer to give them the win. Jewel Lloyd, 25 points for Seattle. And Nafisa Collier had 25 and 9 boards for Minnesota. Aces over the Sun, 83-75 to even up the series at 1 apiece. Aja Wilson had 29 with 7 boards. Tawana Bonner had 23 for Connecticut. No games until Thursday, so we will pick the winners of Game 3 of Aces Sun and Game 2 of Storm Lynx on the podcast tomorrow. Now we'll move on to Pop Culture TV. We'll do Dancing with the Stars first. We'll go over the dances and who got eliminated. So the first group to go was Nev and Jenna, who did a cha-cha dance to Dynamite by BTS, and they got a 21. Sky and Alan did a samba dance to Miss Independent by Neo and got a 15. Johnny and Britt did a tango to Poker Face by Lady Gaga and got an 18. Justina and Sasha did a foxtrot to When You Believe by Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston and got a 21. Monica and Val did a jive dance to Shake It Off by Taylor Swift and got a 16. AJ and Cheryl did a foxtrot to Ain't That a Kick in the Head by Dean Martin and got a 19. Anna and Keo did a foxtrot to Counting Stars by One Republic and got an 18. Nelly and Daniela did a cha-cha-cha to Let's Groove by Earth, Wind, and Fire and got an 18. Chriselle and Gleb did a rumba to This Is Me by Kiala Settle and got an 18. Charles and Emma did a cha-cha-cha to Never Too Much by Luther Vandross and got a 15. Jesse and Sharna did a foxtrot to Dreams by Fleetwood Mac and got a 20. Jeannie and Brandon did a cha-cha-cha to Roses by St. Jin and got an 18. Carol and Pasha did a finesse waltz to What's New Pussycat by Tom Jones and got a 16. Vernon and Peta did a paso doble to We Found Love by Rihanna featuring Calvin Harris and got an 18. And Caitlin and Artem did a foxtrot to I Hope You Dance by Leanne Womack featuring Sons of the Desert and got a 22. And the couple that got voted off, unfortunately, was Charles and Emma, who got the lowest score last week as well. And now they got voted off. And that was my prediction. I wasn't impressed with them last week, so and I wasn't impressed with them again last night. So they got voted out. Carol and Pasha were in the bottom 2. And so Carol Baskin almost got voted off. And then the highest scoring number of the week was Caitlin and Artem, who I talked about earlier, as they did a dance to I Hope You Dance by Wnba. So Caitlin and Artem get the highest scoring number of the week. And they, along with Justina and Sasha, have been the highest scoring duo of the show thus far. Justina and Sasha, obviously, the first week did a Cha-Cha-Cha to Respect by Aretha Franklin, and then last night they did a Foxtrot to When You Believe by Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston. So it's going to be interesting to see how next week goes. We will talk more Dancing with the Stars early next week. Now I want to preview the Masked Singer season premiere tonight. Obviously, this is a show I covered the entire season 3 on this show. It was fun with predictions and stuff. So, a week and a half ago, so this was after NFL week number 1. So a week and a half ago, they did a super sneak peek. So, there's popcorn, giraffe, broccoli, jellyfish, serpent, dragon, lips, a squiggly monster, a sun, whatchamacallit, crocodile, gremlin, mushroom, snow owls, seahorse, and a baby alien. So 16 characters. And then I'm going to describe everybody or give out some things I noticed as they did in the super sneak peek. They gave out secret hints. Popcorn, obviously, has the popcorn head, red and blue outfit. They hinted at directing, and there's a dinosaur in the clue package. Giraffe, obviously tall, probably the tallest character on the show. They hinted at a city, and then they made a hint about a powerful giant, or knocked off powerful giants. This has me thinking that this is an athlete. We'll obviously find out more information as the season goes on, but the city and powerful giant makes me think that this is an athlete, and this makes me think that it could be a football player. The broccoli, it's obviously all green. They hinted at a 6-pack, and then there was trees. So this could be an athlete too, but you never know. Jellyfish, they hinted at a flow of water, which I think is a little interesting. The serpent, they're in the clue package, there were pills, and then there was a number, 38118. Is that a zip code or something? Dragon, stocks and bonds. So, we'll see. I guess that's just a hint towards something. Lips, which is probably my favorite character. They hinted about dishes going high. And then there was a periodic table. Although Lil Wayne last season had a periodic table, and the reason why he had a periodic table was because of platinum. So I wonder if that's like a similar hint. A squiggly monster. And then they talk about a lot of hands to hold on to. So I wonder if this is somebody that's like a caring person, or maybe it's a nurse or a doctor. The sun. Obviously a fine-looking character. They hint about shining like the torch in the winter. So this could be an Olympic athlete. Maybe this is this season's Johnny Weir. The whatchamacallit, who reminds me a lot of the Thingamajig because of the similar name and the fun character. They hint about Ace and Fire, and they said they've had a magical start. Crocodile hints at tic-tac-toe, and then there's curtains. So this has to be a Broadway star or maybe an actor or actress. The Gremlin hinted at a 66.5 degree temperature, so 66.5 has to mean something. Mushroom hints about pictures, and then under his hat. So this is somebody that probably has been in a lot of costumes before, maybe Broadway or something like that. Snow Owls. This is the double character. So there's 17 contestants, but 16 characters. This is the 2-in-1. And they hint at a barn and wood home. Part of me thinks that this is a famous couple because it's a guy and a girl. And I'm very fascinated about this. The Seahorse. They hint about a sea level best and then good to find a quiet place to hide. So this is somebody that's quiet, I guess. And then last but not least, the baby alien hints about moon and then 5 in stars. So I guess this person's had 5-star reviews. So this should be a lot of fun. And we'll do one more fun thing in the Masked Singer segment for you. I made a list of celebrities back in the quarantine, like right after season 3 ended, who I could see on season 4. So I'm going to bring to you a list of celebrities who, if I get at least multiple of these right, then that's awesome. So I'm going to do Masked Singer season 4 possibilities. So yeah, here's the list I made back in May. All right, these are 20 people. I won't be surprised will be on season 4, but it's obviously 17 people. Clay Aiken. Clay Aiken, obviously, runner-up of American Idol. He sings that song, I Am Invisible. No one knows what he's up to right now. Erin Andrews, this makes sense because she is a Fox employee. No longer hosting Dancing with the Stars. Obviously, she just does the sideline reporting for the NFL now. Anita Baker, who obviously everybody knows. There's always the African-American singer that is a female that gets everybody excited. Gladys Knight, Patti LaBelle, Dionne Warwick, Shaka Khan. Vanessa Bryant. This one would be really, really cool. Obviously, Kobe passing away this year. And I could see her doing it in his honor, making her kids happy. I think that a lot of the sports media and fans would be delighted if Vanessa Bryant is on the show. Amanda Bynes. She's somebody that was big back in the day. She was on the Amanda Show. She was like the star of that show, obviously. Adam Carolla. This is somebody that I thought Drew Carey was in season 3. He was in the llama costume. That's who I thought the llama was, Adam Carolla. And there were a lot of people that thought that Dr. Drew was Adam Carolla in season 2. So Adam Carolla is like the classic big name pop culture guy that I could see being involved. Stephen Curry. The case for Steph is that the Warriors weren't in the NBA bubble. They probably filmed this season at the end of the summer and still probably going right now. And obviously Steph is recovered from his injury, and he's a big-name NBA star. Everybody knows Stephen Curry, 2-time MVP, 3-time NBA champion. So I could see a world where Stephen Curry's on there, and I think that would be really cool as well. Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen obviously was not having her show in the summertime. And obviously she's back on her show right now, and Ellen films her show in the mornings out in the West Coast, and maybe Masked Singer films like later on during the day, and obviously she does her show in LA, and Masked Singer, I believe, records in LA. And I think it would be a fun story if Ellen was on The Masked Singer, although she had her situation over the summer. Obviously, she had her first show on Monday, and she obviously made a statement about everything that happened with her show Workplace over the summer, and I think that I could see a world where she's on the show. Taron Egerton, he played Elton John in Rocket Man. Everyone knows him from that, and he was also on that on the soundtrack of that kids show, or that kids movie. It was a Disney movie, Trolls. He's on the Trolls soundtrack as well. So it'd be cool to see Taron Egerton on that show. Isa Gonzalez. Isa Gonzalez, she is somebody that is an actress. She has been on She's Missing, and she plays in Baby Driver, Almost 30, Horton Hears a Who. So she's a popular actress right now. Julianne Howe, obviously we all know her from Dancing with the Stars. And I think it'd be cool to see a dancer from Dancing with the Stars on the show. Joey King, she's the star lead actress in The Kissing Booth. So that's how everybody knows who she is. She's an absolute rising star. She's been in a bunch of other movies as well. Avril Lavigne, nobody knows where she's been. Obviously, she was big in the early 2000s. Complicated Skater Boy. I'm With You. Girlfriend. My Happy Ending. Just to name a few of her songs. It'd be kind of cool if she was on the show. Spike Lee. There's some speculation that the Frog was Spike Lee in season 3, but it ended up being Bow Wow. Obviously, Spike Lee being in the news before COVID, almost getting thrown out of Madison Square Garden. Sticking up for Charles Oakley, who just got voted off of Dancing with the Stars. Obviously, he's a movie producer, so that's why people know Spike Lee. Howie Mandel, obviously a judge on America's Got Talent, so it'd be kind of cool to see him on The Masked Singer. Obviously, he used to host Deal or No Deal back in the day. It still does. They still have, on occasion, some newer episodes. And Howie Mandel, ironically, Ellen did a spinoff of The Masked Dancer on her show. And that's obviously a new show that's coming out on Fox, I believe in the winter or in the spring after The Masked Singer's done. So that's pretty cool. And then when Ellen had The Masked Dancer spinoff on her show, Howie Mandel was a part of that. Ashley Roberts. Ashley Roberts is an actress. She is somebody that was in the Pussycat Dolls. She's a model. So it'd be cool to see her on the show. Obviously, she was Nicole Scherzinger's partner, or one of her partners in the Pussycat Dolls. So I think it would mean a lot to Nicole to see one of her former band group mates on the show. Alex Rodriguez. I think this is a fun one. I think a lot of sports media people and fans would get fired up over A-Rod being on The Masked Singer. Obviously, he and J-Lo almost bought the Mets. I could see a world where A-Rod and J-Lo is the two-headed character. Wouldn't that be funny if A-Rod and J-Lo were the two-headed character? That'd be so cool. And obviously the case for A-Rod, Fox employee, obviously does the pre and post game for them. Big name athlete, played on the Yankees, so everybody knows him. Oh, he was also a Mariner and a Ranger, but he's best known for being a Yankee. So it'd be kind of cool to see A-Rod on this show. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think this would be a fun one to see Arnold Schwarzenegger on the show. Former governor of California, actor. I mean, I could see a world where his son's on the show too, but I think it'd be funnier if it was Arnold. But I feel like if Arnold was on the show, I feel like that his voice would be too distinct in terms of not only his talking voice in disguise, but his singing voice. I feel like it'd be too distinct. Martin Short. Martin Short has been a very, 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 very popular guest on this show the first 3 seasons. Some people thought he was the pineapple in season 1, the skeleton in season 2, and the taco in season 3. So, obviously, Martin Short being on this show would be a lot of fun. Obviously, he was in Father of the Bride. He was in a lot of other movies. He's just one of the funniest actors out there, and I think he'd be great on this show. And last but not least, Angus Young. Angus Young is somebody that was in the band AC/DC, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think it'd be cool to see Angus Young on the show. Obviously, we had Bret Michaels of Poison on season 3 as the Banana. So I wonder if Angus Young could be this season's Bret Michaels in a way and goes somewhat far and then gets voted off in the middle of the show and everybody gets excited about Angus Young being on The Masked Singer. So if I get, say, 2 or 3 of these right, that would be awesome if I got 2 or 3 of these right. And then throwing out some wild card guesses for some of the characters. Obviously I threw out my super early guess for the Snow Owls of A-Rod and J-Lo because I couldn't help but think about them in terms of a couple. Or maybe it could be brother and sister. It could be Derek and Julianne Hough, and I get Julianne right. That'd be kind of cool as well. I think that the giraffe could be like Eli Manning or something like that. Like they hint about a city and then beating powerful giants. And maybe he's referring to Tom Brady and Bill Belichick as the powerful giants. And Eli Manning was a giant. Could be Michael Strahan, who's also a Fox employee. So that'd be pretty cool. Maybe it's Tiki Barber. No, I don't think it'd be Tiki Barber. That'd be kind of weird. Because Tiki Barber didn't win a championship. So maybe it's Eli. Maybe it's Michael Strahan. Maybe it's Peyton Manning. But I think that the giraffe is certainly an athlete. But who knows? I could be wrong. Alrighty. One more thing before Best Bet that I want to talk about. The Bulls hired Billy Donovan as their new head coach. Interesting hire. I'm surprised they didn't go with Kenny Atkinson. But they didn't. They wind up going with Billy Donovan, who just had parted ways with the Oklahoma City Thunder. After 5 years with them, was in the conference finals with the Thunder in 2016. And then there's a couple times that they lost some heartbreaking series like this past year against the Rockets. So So Billy Donovan, instead of going back to college, gets a second NBA opportunity in Chicago. And Billy Donovan had a good run with Oklahoma City. I'm surprised that they parted ways. They just parted ways because it was the end of his contract and the Thunder wanted to go in another direction. I think the Thunder probably thought last year was an aberration and they really should be rebuilding. So that's probably why they got rid of Donovan. They probably just want to go in another direction. Maybe they go with Kenny Atkinson and then they blow it up and build around Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And meanwhile, for the Bulls, I think it's an interesting hire, as I said. It could go either way. I don't think it'll be as bad as Fred Hoiberg, obviously. Donovan's a better coach than Freddie Hoiberg. Obviously, the Bulls have a young core, Cody White and Lauri Markkanen and Wendell Carter Jr., Zach LaVine. So a funny storyline here is that Zach LaVine... oh, wait a minute. No, he doesn't reunite with Billy Donovan. Because I think Zach LaVine got traded to Chicago in 2015. So let me double check if he played for... Oh, no, I thought Zach LaVine was on the Thunder. Oh, no, Zach LaVine was on the Timberwolves. I'm obviously thinking of Cameron Payne, not Zach LaVine. Whoops. But, yeah, it should be interesting. I feel like the Bulls are kind of trying to be like the Knicks in a weird way, like trying to win now instead of continuing the process and trying to attract free agents. And both teams, obviously, the Bulls and the Knicks, went with sort of like the big name splashy hire rather than Kenny Atkinson. The Knicks going with Tom Thibodeau and the Bulls going with Billy Donovan. Both of those coaches obviously had raw deals with the Timberwolves and Bulls and the Thunder, respectively. But I don't think either of those hires were bad. I'm just surprised that both teams that are rebuilding didn't go with the guy that fits a rebuilding team in Kenny Atkinson. Something must have happened in Brooklyn, and Brooklyn is probably telling these other teams, or Brooklyn is trying to not tell other teams, but maybe they are scared about something, and players like Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant are talking about Kenny Atkinson, and I think that has to do with why he hasn't been hired yet. Maybe the Pelicans or the Thunder or the Pacers hire Kenny Atkinson, and then Mike D'Antoni is also available too, so don't forget about that. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Bulls Billy Donovan thing works. So like I said, good young core, Zach LaVine, Kobe White, Lauri Markkanen, Wendell Carter Jr., and then another lottery pick this year, the number 4 overall pick, as they moved up in the lottery. So they're going to get a good player, whether it's a young guard or a young wing, maybe James Weissman, maybe... I don't think they're going to get Anthony Edwards. I think he goes top 2. LaMelo Ball. I think LaMelo Ball in Chicago would be perfect. That's just a big market. That's exactly what LeVar and LaMelo want. I think they were hoping for the Knicks, but the Bulls is a good place for him, for sure. And I don't know if the Knicks would have necessarily been the best place for LaMelo Ball. And who knows if even the Bulls are even the best place for him. But in terms of a big market, I think the Bulls, would be better off with LaMelo Ball than the New York Knicks. But you never know with these kinds of things. But yeah, Billy Donovan, I think it's a good hire. And it's just going to be interesting to see if he could replicate the success he had with the Thunder to the Bulls. Best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. I mentioned earlier that I lost the best bet yesterday. I don't really know where to go with this, to be quite honest. I'm going to go back to the will of baseball. I've normally been good at hitting overs in baseball. I'm going to go... there's a lot of games that aren't up yet for today, which is odd. I'm going to go with a safe bet. I know the juice is in its favor, but I'm going to go with a very safe play of the over 9 in Rockies-Giants as my best bet of the day. That's it for the podcast today. I'll be back tomorrow recapping Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final. Baseball, NBA, pick the game for Thursday Night Football tomorrow night, recap Masked Singer, and obviously my best bet as well on any other news that breaks in the world of sports and pop culture. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.